Skip Bayless. Oh, what do you know? Skip Bayless is back in the news as he has resurfaced as a massive LeBron James hater. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Skip Bayless using Paul Pierce in order to promote his agenda on LeBron James. As you guys all know, Skip Bayless and Paul Pierce are the two biggest LeBron James haters in the sports media world, and they took advantage of their opportunity to put LeBron James on blast. Apparently, Paul Pierce said something along the lines of LeBron James being a stat patter that loves to be a ball hogger on Undisputed. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Do you agree with Paul Pierce's comments on LeBron James? I am going to agree with Paul Pierce for sure. I'm not going to 100% agree with everything Paul Pierce said about LeBron James, but to an extent, I do agree with what Paul Pierce had to say about LeBron James. I do agree with the fact that LeBron James is a stat pattern and that although he is a great basketball player, he is a stats first kind of player. He's not going to be the kind of guy that will adjust his game in order to make other teammates around him better. I mean, sure, LeBron James wants that deep down in his heart, but we all know that LeBron James is all about LeBron James. That's why we call him the king, and I don't have an issue with that completely because LeBron James is a fantastic player. There's a reason why LeBron James is in the GOAT conversation more often than not when you talk about greatest players ever to touch a basketball. When you watch LeBron James play, it's pretty obvious that he is a special basketball player and that he is immensely talented. He is one of the smartest basketball players that I have ever witnessed play the game of basketball, and that LeBron James is the greatest driver to the basket that I have ever seen as well. And before I say anything else though about LeBron James, I want to talk about this from the perspective of Skip Bayless. So obviously, Skip Bayless has been a guy that has been struggling in television ratings as of late. So he decides to bring on Paul Pierce to Undisputed. Apparently now he's going to be a member of Undisputed for some basketball topics. He's been joining their show this week. He used Paul Pierce to promote his agenda on LeBron James, aka promote his hate on LeBron James. We all know that Skip Bayless is the ultimate hater of LeBron James and that he has an unhealthy obsession with him. Skip Bayless decided to throw a curveball to his audience and say, you know what, I'm not going to be the guy hating on LeBron James. I'm going to use my co-host as a way to hate on LeBron James. And he knows that Paul Pierce is the biggest LeBron James hater ever. So he uses Paul Pierce to promote his agenda on Undisputed. He even sends out a tweet, as he said on March 18th, 2024 at 10:09 p.m. that, quote, Paul Pierce made a powerful point today on Undisputed. He said LeBron is now more of a ball hog stat machine who doesn't get teammates involved enough, making them uncomfortable to shoot without second guessing. That, said Paul, is the biggest reason the Lakers are 10th. Truth. And honestly, I don't disagree with what Skip Bayless said to an extent, although I don't like the fact that Skip Bayless does non-stop coverage of LeBron James. I think Skip Bayless should try to diversify his topics more often. I don't like using the word diversity because whenever I use the word diversity, I know a lot of people are thinking diversity, equity, and inclusion, all that woke stuff that's going on. But in this case, I think the word diversity needs to be used in order to roast Skip Bayless, which at this point it has turned into a weekly roasting session of Skip Bayless that I do on this channel. You look at how Skip Bayless has an unhealthy obsession with LeBron James. It's pretty clear that this guy has watched every single second of LeBron James' NBA career. Look, I've been a long-time critic of LeBron James myself, but the way Skip Bayless criticizes LeBron James, he has an unhealthy obsession with LeBron James. I think even the biggest LeBron haters could absolutely agree that Skip Bayless's hate on LeBron James goes way too far. And obviously, Paul Pierce is also another LeBron James hater. He has been a longtime critic of LeBron James as well, although I do respect Paul Pierce's take on LeBron James more than other LeBron haters to an extent. I don't think Paul Pierce is 100% right when talking about LeBron James. I think that he is a clickbaiter that is trying to get clicks in order for people to go ahead and listen to him. I don't hate his idea, although it's a gimmick. I think the gimmick gets old eventually, and I think that Paul Pierce is best used in spurts, but obviously in this spurt, Paul Pierce spoke some facts about LeBron James. I'm about to show you guys this clip about what he said on Undisputed. When asked about LeBron James, I thought that he made a pretty solid analysis when talking about LeBron James. Was it perfect? Absolutely not, but it was good nonetheless. Roll the film.
I'm tired of the Lakers. Yeah, Lakers gonna lose. LeBron's gonna get 40. He's great at getting his stats. But the truth of the matter, Key, when I've been watching the Lakers this year, yes, LeBron's been great numbers-wise, but LeBron got to take a step back. And he got to take a step back.
And do what?
He got to get the ball up a little more.
Yeah, I buy that.
No, listen. He's averaging since All-Star break. Look at his numbers. 29, 9, and 7, 57 from the field, 45 from 3. It's not resulting in wins. When LeBron sat out, Who they beat? Milwaukee, a contender. D-Lo had 40. They went to Boston and got a win without LeBron.
But don't do this though, Paul.
Well, it's the truth.
It is the truth.
I think he's older. He needs to take a step back. The less he does, the more it's going to be for the team. And that's not a bad thing.
Are you saying take a step back in terms
like
of
he's too ball dominant?
Yeah, but
he's too ball dominant. He need to let the reins go. He need to let D-Lo go. He need to let AD go. Reeves. It showed when they played. Their two most impressive wins in the last 2 weeks have been Milwaukee and the Lakers. And LeBron didn't play in either one of them.
Boston.
I mean, in Boston.
Yeah, right.
LeBron didn't play in either one of those.
That Boston was last year.
At Boston.
Last year, man.
You don't go in Boston and just win.
Yeah, but Boston.
Reeves looked like the next Larry Bird without LeBron.
Well, what an interesting take that Paul Pierce made about LeBron James. I don't agree with the fact that Austin Reeves looks like Larry Bird without LeBron James, but what I am going to say about Paul Pierce is that he made several solid points when talking about LeBron James and promoting his hate on LeBron James. Do I think that he is too biased towards LeBron James? For sure, but I think the criticisms towards LeBron James are certainly fair. I do think LeBron James is too much of a ball hog. I do think that he is too ball dominant and that he does need to cut back on some of the facilitating that he has made for the Los Angeles Lakers. Even though LeBron James has put up great individual statistics, it's not making his teammates better. And it's pretty clear that when LeBron James isn't playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, they are perfectly capable of beating good basketball teams. They beat the Boston Celtics, who right now are probably the favorites to win the NBA championship this season. They also beat the Milwaukee Bucks without LeBron James as well, although that was because of the fact that D'Angelo Russell went off in that game. That's probably not going to happen every single time where D'Angelo Russell will be playing without LeBron James. But my point that I am trying to make is that the Los Angeles Lakers are underachieving this season, and it's because of the fact that coaching has quite frankly not been good enough for the Los Angeles Lakers. While I'm also going to go ahead and say that LeBron James has been too ball dominant. I think LeBron James is a stat chaser that prioritizes stats over winning at this point in stage of his career. I think that he is a fantastic player, but I don't think that he is obviously the GOAT. Obviously, that GOAT title belongs to Michael Jordan. I'm not even sure if I could put LeBron James number 2 all the time, but he's a great basketball player nonetheless. I don't mean that as hate to LeBron James. I just mean that's my objective analysis about LeBron James. And obviously what Paul Pierce had to say about LeBron James was interesting to say the least, but I find it interesting that Skip Bayless is now using Paul Pierce as the guy that he can use to promote his hate on LeBron James, because we all know that Skip Bayless likes to do repeat topics all the time and that he has an unhealthy obsession with LeBron James. So he realizes that let me go ahead and use an even bigger LeBron hater to promote his agenda on LeBron James. That's why he promoted that on Twitter. That's why he is putting out those clips on Twitter as well on the Undisputed official Twitter page. So I find it interesting in terms of the direction of what Skip Bayless is doing with Paul Pierce. We'll see if ratings are going to improve on Undisputed moving forward. I still have my doubts in terms of ratings actually improving. I still think the show is going to get shut down after the NBA playoffs is over. I think the FS1 executives need to fire Skip Bayless ASAP, because it's pretty clear that his best days are behind him, not in front of him, and that he is using Paul Pierce to take advantage of his hate on LeBron James without sounding like a repetitive old man. And obviously Skip Bayless has been relying on gimmicks his entire media career in order to promote his relevance in the national sports media. Without LeBron James, it's pretty clear that nobody would care about Skip Bayless's opinion on basketball, and that without LeBron James, Skip Bayless is just basically a no one, where you're just using him as a blithering idiot that knows nothing about the game of basketball. And you can tell based on the topics that he picks on Undisputed, because they just repeat the same topics all the time. LeBron, Cowboys, back when Shannon Sharp used to be there. They used to talk about Tom Brady all the time, and they just basically repeat the same topics over and over again. And then they wonder why ratings for Undisputed are doing so horrible in general. But we'll see what happens though with Paul Pierce on Undisputed. I find it interesting that he chose to join the show. But in general though, I think Paul Pierce was absolutely right about what he said about LeBron James. Do I think it was perfect? No, but I think it was better than what most people would say about LeBron James. At least he ain't a broad sexual. So that is why I agree with Paul Pierce's comments on LeBron James, as he made several good points pertaining to LeBron James' impact with the Lakers this season. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @Dustin Tran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Dustin Tran and Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Dustin Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. hopefully you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.